Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to you on a bonus, YouTube only. We're gonna do a live preview of the online Dynasty deep dive for EA College Football 25. So let's talk more action. Let's get right into this because Dynasty is something that Mike and I have done for years, seasons upon seasons in NCAA 14, going back and forth, just a dynasty, he and myself. So this is the feature or mode that I'm most excited about. I know Mike is too. So let's get into this. I'm going to share the screen here and excited for you guys to hang out with us and check this out. Oh, I got to make sure that I turn the audio on first. Sorry about that. Hang on. I'll do it right in just a second. So we're going to go share that one, share sound. Cool. All right, here we go. I hope you guys are excited as I am. This is long overdue.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here with EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty. Online Dynasty in College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams, and you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons. Today we'll take a closer look at the new 12-team college football playoff, recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique. College football has seen seismic changes over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want. The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game months before the real thing. You could be the first coach to lead your school through the new 12-team playoff and hoist the college football playoff.
Just want to point out right there that Carson Beck throws a pick in what looks like the national championship game. The vol inside of me is just bleeding orange in this moment, especially since I'm 40 minutes outside of Athens.
Trophy.
Look at that.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, and in a world of unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important. Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start of each season. The best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from
3,500? That's insane. 3,500? I don't know what it was in NCAA 14, but it was not 3,500. That is insane.
All over the country, with certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta. Do research to find recruits.
Okay, that's a cool feature because you could get 5 stars out of Idaho and Wyoming, frequently in NCAA 14, and now this is a lot more realistic. So I'd imagine location, proximity of your school is going to matter a whole lot more. And if you decide to do a rebuild like a Wyoming, then you're going to have a hard time getting these higher rated recruits because just due to location.
That best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land. A recruit's interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades like proximity to home, playing
Exactly what I was just saying.
time, and brand exposure. So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruit's desires, in addition to scouting for talent. Some players have a deal breaker requirement, and if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out.
Okay, so that's an age-old feature. We had that in NCAA 14. I'm glad to see that around, though, because I find that very realistic.
Deal breakers also drive a player's decision to enter the transfer portal. Monitor at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. track your recruits as they narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10, then 8, then 5.
That's cool. Okay. So that's also a lot more realistic, especially with your higher caliber players who do this. They'll create a top 20, a top 10, a top 5, top 3, sometimes even a top 2. And that decision day, that commitment day is very important to them. And even the announcement of, their top 15, 10, and 5, that's a big deal to them. So obviously they've made it a big deal on this side of things. And secondly, before I move on here, that is the old Florida State logo. That's interesting. That is not the one that they started with in 2014. That's the old one that ceased in 2013.
To finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience.
Let's go back to that just for a second. If successful, this will add your chosen ideal pitch as the recruit's ideal pitch to your school only. Easier to sway when part of the proposed pitch matches the recruit's ideal pitch. Many times they repeated the word pitch there. So nonetheless, you can sway recruits. Got it. Cool.
Opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the offseason to round out your roster with talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home.
Absolutely.
Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control.
Good.
See what a 20.
So this is a fear that I had. Well, actually, let's see what they do with the Pac-12.
Team super.
Okay. This is a fear that I had with the new age of college ball. Are we still going to be able to customize conferences? Because I am a traditionalist, so I would love to see things return from the time of 1992 to 2011 when Arkansas and South Carolina are in the SEC, but Missouri and A&M are in the Big 12. And I think it's still cool that you can even go back and do things and create the Big 8 and the Southwest Conference. So still really excited to have this feature.
Conference might look like, or revert to the traditional conference alignment.
Yeah.
Shape the conference size and membership and set custom conference rules, set up divisions and more.
Also like that you can change the number of conference games. I don't think that you could do this in NCAA 14. The SEC needs to go to 9 conference games. It just needs to happen. It needs to go to a 5-4 scheme in my mind, where you have 5 that are locked and 4 that are rotated. That would hold on to more of your traditional rivalries. But I'm glad to see this feature.
Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff success. Or build from the ground up with a smaller program and prove you have what it takes to go from an unknown to postseason favorite. We can't talk about your dynasty without talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach, or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types.
This is the stuff that I could really care less about. These are the kinds of things that are found in Madden franchise. And I'm going to give them a second here to persuade me on this. But I wish these things could either weren't in this because it fixes you to a type. I mean, maybe this is your thing, but maybe in my mind, this should be, something like a skill tree where you can gain XP and become a better motivator, recruiter, or tactician, whatever.
Types to start. Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with. From there, the abilities you acquire as you progress will determine what kind of coach you develop into. Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities. Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill set. The coaching carousel is an important part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your dream school or working your way up, the carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions. So if one of your staff takes a job elsewhere, or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel to replace them. Remember, even the
Okay, so I like this. We're a little bit more control of the coordinators at this point. The coordinators in NCAA 14 were absolutely pointless unless your computer for you hired a coordinator with a high skill tree. Other than that, it was meaningless.
greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff, whether that's doubling down on your existing strengths to max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression. The benefits of coach talents are stackable. So if your head coach and defensive coordinator have the same ability, the impact for that ability will be greater. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into Dynasty mode in EA Sports College Football 25. To make it game day every day this...
All right, well, that's cool. You know, as an age-old fan of this game and Dynasty mode, I'm excited. We got to see a little bit more of the gameplay in that, and you saw things like Nebraska and LSU coming out of the tunnel. No Tennessee highlights is what it is. Let me know what you are most excited about when the game comes out on July 19th. Wow, my lisp right there. On July 19th. I'll be playing on July 16th. I pre-ordered it. So let me know what you're excited about, what team you're going to be rocking with. What do you think of some of the new features? You know, a lot of it was copy and pasted from NCAA 14. I'm not saying that this is a reskin of NCAA 14 or even Madden, but I think in their wisdom, they took a lot of the old features and amped them up, revamped them. CFB revamped team. Shout out. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Counting down the days until July 16th. Drop your PS5 or handle, name, whatever at the bottom. Let's get together. Let's play some. I love you guys. God bless. Go Vols.
Pandemonium reigns.